Hello, everyone. This is Robin Anderson King. We are at Fulton Park, and we are on a glorious, glorious fall leaf tour today. We are at the end of Sheffield, and when you come this way, you will see a wonderful park. You will see water behind us. You will see a brand new playground. It is absolutely stunningly beautiful out here. And really soon, I am going to pass this over to Brett Kaczynski, but I want everyone to know that you are welcome to come out here. We'd love if you come out and tour this park. It is a beautiful place to bring your children and to let them run and feel safe. And we even have wildlife out here. We see signs of it all over the place. Oh, and this tree over here, you can kind of see how it looks a little shredded on the bottom. That is because we have wildlife. Deer try to rub off the felt on their antlers, and they use the trees to help. It itches, kind of like a rash, so they want to get it off, and that's the way they do it. So from here, I am going to pass it over to Brett Kaczynski. Thank you, and keep watching, and you need to come out.
Brett Kaczynski with the Parks and Recreation Department for the City of Lansing here at Fulton Park. We have 70 playgrounds throughout the city. And here we just did a playground replacement, and specifically that was with the product called Global Motion. And so you can see it can hold a large number of people both on two levels, but it is kind of like the merry-go-round that really we do not put in anymore. We all love those, but they become very dangerous in terms of the speed that you're able to twist those. And so Global Motion is something, this is the first of this type of playground device that we have in our playground. So we're really excited about that. We've seen the popularity. This was an item that we worked with the neighborhood association here to pick out, not only because I do not pick the colors. That is one thing I do not do. So we worked with the neighborhood to pick the colors and pick some of the items. And we really try and emphasize, again, because we have 70 playgrounds, what are some items that we do not have in our other neighborhood parks that we can put in here. Because these are items that when people see those, they make a destination coming here to Fulton Park to enjoy a specific playground item that maybe they do not see in the other parks. So we have been lucky enough to coordinate with this neighborhood association on planting of trees around this area. And there are several species that were put in here. We also want to thank John Crone of the Ingham County Land Bank, who has dedicated a lot of time to installing new trees in many of our parks. And this particular park, there's probably about 13 to 15 new trees that have been established here. And we're talking about an area that really has a lot of trees already, but it highlighted some areas here specifically around the playground where in future years we're going to have a nice tree canopy entering the park here along the sidewalk. This particular tree, we did not get a tree wrap or cover around it soon enough, and one of our city deer here have rake their antlers on here. This is something that the deer do while they are in velvet, and you can see it was quite a job, and this has killed the tree because it took off all of the bark all the way around it. So this tree, while it has some shoots coming out of the bottom, is probably a goner. So this is something we definitely need to be aware of. And really we have deer in many areas of the city, but because Fulton Fine and Hunters Ridge parks all together have 100 acres of contiguous parkland along the river, we definitely see a lot of deer in this area. And this is something that unfortunately we have a casualty with this tree on. And this usually takes place right around the September time period is when you will see those tree rubs take place. But it's something that we usually got to put the protection on, whether it's a piece of tile or some sort of plastic wrap to allow for that if they do rub the antlers on there, it won't kill the tree by taking off the bark. So regarding trees in your local park, if you are interested in getting with your neighborhood association or planting trees, please make sure you contact us at the City of Lansing Parks and Recreation Department, and we will get you hooked up with those trees. We usually do them either early in the spring or late in the fall, and we will also provide water bags if you can get a water source out there to keep them going, especially in the first year. There is also a program and grants that are available through our Office of Neighborhoods and Citizen Engagement, whereby neighborhoods can apply for grants for trees. One of the future plans for this park includes a possible bridge across the river here, and this would be a non-motorized bridge over into Delta Township, which is right across the river. So Anderson Park is also a bike path loop for mountain biking. And one of the things that we are contemplating is being able to connect Fulton, Fine, and Hunter's Ridge over into Anderson Park. And Anderson Park is very close to Waldemar Nature Center. And so being able to connect the two communities through a non-motorized bridge across the river, because when you think about the access points, you have Kreitz to the south, and then to the north here you have Waverly. And those are the only access points for people either biking or even using an automobile as far as crossing over into those communities. So this is part of our non-motorized plan, is to take a bridge across here, and it would take significant grant funding to be able to do that, but that is a future plan that we're really looking forward to seeing what the costs would be and seeing if we can achieve that and connecting these two areas together. One of our earliest grants with the Natural Resources Trust Fund was for an overlook here at Fulton Park, and that was a large wooden structure that was really in bad shape, number one, and it did have a fire to it as well. So we are looking to recreate an overlook at this site with a fence. We will not have the levels that dock had to go down to the river, but we're going to create an overlook here at Fulton Park, and this will also include stamped concrete, which will have a map of the Grand River showing how it twists and turns, and then also showing the location on the Grand River of where we are at Fulton Park. It will also have some seating for some views here, and as right now we're probably 2.5, 3 hours before sunset, but a great view looking west here for a sunset. So if you're looking for that view, Fulton Park is definitely the place for you. But this is a situation here where you can see the Grand River and see a very beautiful view of it. We're about 20 feet above the river here. Lots of wildlife in terms of waterfowl in this area as well. And there's always a lot of boat traffic that goes by in here, but it's still a very quiet, peaceful park. Also in this area is where you are able to bike with our bike or walk on our pathways. We have 6 miles of these pathways. When you combine Hunter's Ridge, Fulton Park, and Fine Park, there's 6 miles of trail for you to bike or walk on. We're out here, this is November. It's beautiful in terms of the colors. It's beautiful in terms of the sounds that you hear. And so really this segment started with a question from one of our staff members, Amber Paxson, that said, "Brett, what is your favorite park in Lansing?" And while we have 111 parks, you have a lot of favorites as the Parks and Recreation Director, whether that's Rotary Park and the night lights that are down there, or the ballparks that we have. But really, I think Fulton, Fine, and Hunter's Ridge are the ones that people really don't know about. And it's an area that when you come down and you explore that, you will take yourself saying, I did not know that Lansing had this. I didn't know it was such an up north feel, such a remote or forested feel right here in the city. So Fulton Park, and the parking for that is just off Waverly Road. You take Sheffield until it dead ends right into the park parking lot. If you want to walk, come and walk. There's plenty of trails for you to walk. If you want to bring your bike and do some mountain biking, we have that opportunity here too. Lansing is not a very hilly city, and our parks do not have a lot of hills, but in Fine Park, you will get into some hills. And so it has a lot of that as well. So I encourage you to come on out and take a look at a park you haven't been to before, or if you have, make sure you see it at a different time of year, whether that's in the fall or during the winter. It's a very beautiful place to experience the Grand River.